Good morning, Becky. That's right. I just got off the phone with Matt Levatich, the CEO and president of Harley-Davidson. He says 2018 played out according to expectations. They did see softness in the back half of the quarter, so the company pulled back on inventory to be safe heading into this year. That would be the explanation there for the miss on shipments for Q4. Harley said it's added 52,000 additional riders in the U.S. to end 2018 versus the year prior. They've had this big multi-year initiative underway to recruit more riders here in the U.S. They said they have a big database that's collecting all that intel, but no details yet on what that demographic breakdown looks like. That said, Levatich also adds that the Harley core rider in the U.S. continues to age, continues to leave the sport. One of the other challenges is to keep those riders riding to that, noting that Harley actually grew market share in the heavyweight space here in the U.S., which is tied to that core rider. Also, that Livewire, the first in a series of new electric motorcycles, is still on pace to be released in August. Now, in terms of the retail sales for Q4, we did see a worldwide decline of 6.7%, more than 10% here in the U.S., which is painful but not necessarily surprising given the years of declines we've seen here. The 1.4% drop in Europe and the Middle East is one of the things to note for investors. That's been a bright spot for Harley. Levatich saying they gained market share in Europe and that they had very strong comps to lap in Q4. Also that those retaliatory tariffs we've seen on U.S.-made motorcycles going into the EU, that there's been no impact on dealers, no impact on sales or consumer demand there because the company continues to absorb those costs. Says that they continue to be in contact with both governments here in the U.S. and Europe about trade. Looking to the world more broadly, Levatich says Harley hasn't actually seen anything in the numbers anywhere to suggest the impact of a global growth slowdown impacting the company. Says actually Harley's continued to see strength in emerging markets. Here in the U.S., no impact from the government shutdown, no impact from the rapid drop in oil prices late last year, and that overall, through the lens of Harley, and now I say this with an asterisk since this is a company that's facing some structural declines, says the health of the consumer is pretty positive, though they are keeping an eye on credit capacity. 2019 expects these trends to continue. Going to be another challenging year for the company, especially since two big products that the company is betting on won't be released until 2020. You can see shares right now are down about 8.5% pre-market on what was an earnings miss, and again, more declines in terms of shipments in 2019. I would just note, guys, it's not alone this morning. Polaris also reporting some weak numbers, and that stock is also lower on the heels of those.